and welcome to the latest episode of The Board Masters with me, Chris Mullins. And once again, I'm joined by my wonderful wife, Stacey.
Hi there.
And today we are unboxing Too Many Bones, which is a game I am really excited by Chip Theory Games. But out of all the games that have arrived in the last month or so, this one seemed to draw you in straight away, Stace. So just wondering why you feel that might be.
Well, this one is kind of a dice builder game. That's how we say it, isn't it, honey? So,
oh, that's what it says on the front.
It's got tons of dice, and you see when we start opening it, it's like nearly 100 different die that you will play with. And I've never ever played that sort of game before with lots of dice. I've usually had just a few dice and cards and other mission cards and things like that. So this really intrigues me.
Yeah, usually play the more traditional stuff, don't we?
Yeah.
And for me, I'm super excited because although I've only been in the community a very short time, I am well aware of Chip Theory Games' reputation for really deluxifying their games and everything just having premium quality, which brings with it obviously the premium price point. And it was the fact that it is a dice builder game that I don't currently have in the collection is how I managed to justify to you to let me buy it, basically. So it's a big old box. It's certainly the biggest one. Do you want to try and take that side? See if we can get this open. This is always the most awkward part of these videos, getting the actual box out. Oh wow, okay. Even just the inside of the box is really, really pretty artwork. That is gorgeous. I like that. I'll just stand that on there. That's a bit. Okay, so we've got the Too Many Bones rulebook. And there's an awful lot going on. This is certainly a very complex game from what I understand. And you can just see from there, after the setup, page 8 going up to page 30. So there's going to be, 22 pages of rules. I mean, the feel of the rule book is really nice. It is quite text heavy, so it is going to take some learning. So I'm going to have a read of this after we've done that. Do you want to dive in? Is there anything that jumps out to you?
Well, just the number of die and all the different colours you've got, different sets.
Yeah, they are very pretty, aren't they?
I've got some yellow, red, blues and silver ones.
And you can see just with the quality of the inserts already, the premium nature of everything that's going on here.
At least you know that the dice will go back in the right spot rather than having to worry about having to count them all the time and see if you're missing them.
Yeah, and they feel great in the hand as well. Let's see what else we've got in here.
Set.
These spare containers.
Spare containers. I think that's obviously when you build your stuff, you're putting them on here, aren't you? You're putting them onto these.
Wow, quite possibly. I'm going to dive into. That's very cool. Again, sort of thing you'd have in a decorative box.
And I do. So if we ever lose one, you can have.
I know where it is. Or even just a card box. Even just some of these usually just get cards wrapped in a little cellophane, but these come in a, well, that's not even cardboard, isn't it?
No, that's plastic. Plastic
It just feels
insert.
lovely. And yet, I became aware of Chip Theory Games. I backed their latest game, Burn Cycle, that was on Kickstarter recently, and the pledge manager is open while we film this. It'll probably be closed by the time we go live. And again, I have heard a lot about their reputation, so I backed that one, even though the campaign they put up, it wasn't a finished game. But again, it just, the premium quality of everything really stands out on this. So these are the encounters, so go big or go home. So it's 2 groups of baddies coming, is it? Well, we can't risk fighting them both, so which will it be? We may take a beating, but the first group is clearly more formidable, and thus holds our best odds at gaining better spoils. And if we're going to take a beating, we best get something shiny for our trouble. That said, I recall a verse in the Gaelic Book of Whimsy that refers to the importance of stomping your foes into the ground. and we are definitely due for a definitive outcome in our favour. So the text has got a lot of flavour to it, I can see that already. Special encounters. I'm really looking forward to making my way through this and just trying to understand everything that's going on here. So we've got gems, single-use gadgets. Design requires the removal of your right arm. Terrible. The left arm would be much more sensible.
Are those all loot ones, just like these ones?
Well, there's encounters and Duster, Marek, and I'm guessing these are the baddies, the big tyrants. Drellin, Paleface. Ages ago, Drellin was banished from Obendar to the poison marshes for reasons no one can or is willing to recall. Instead of perishing, however, Drellin remains alive, face twisted and scarred from extended time in the swamps. He is but skin and bones, yet somehow he thrives in the bog. So yeah, I think they're the big bad tyrants that you're going after. The whole point of the game is you play as a Gearlock, one of these characters, and you are battling your way through the north to take out one of these tyrants.
There's loots, troves.
Oh, so that's the loot you get,
The
I guess,
loot.
from beating the enemies.
And the trove loot. So these are all just basic loots, I guess, and these are the more trove loots. They seem to be the bigger, better.
So they're probably the ones you get from
permanent
taking
ones,
down
yeah.
the stronger enemies.
Yeah. Whereas these are just single use or so many uses.
Yeah, I had a few of those over there. What have we got under here? So they're the Gearlock boards, I think. They're the characters. These are the infamous chip theory chips. I think they're pretty much all their games, they go with poker chips and neoprene mats, which is again part of the premium and deluxe components that they go for.
These are lovely.
Yeah, I think that's going to be our first neoprene mats that we've ever had. We've got those scissors there. Try and get some of these chips. And you can show those off. So who's that?
That's Boomer.
So I'm assuming they're going to be something to do with explosives. If the old gaming crate. Whee! I'm just making a mess.
Patches. It's also something to do with health.
Patches, well, yeah, I mean, as I was saying, the old gaming trope of the name relating to what their skills are.
Berserker. And Picket is kind of your main warrior for the looks of it, with the shield wall.
Okay.
He's
Yeah,
the
part of me
captain,
thinks that
yeah.
Pickett would be almost a thief.
We've got those four.
Now if we can get, I'm guessing these are the health or something.
And these, I think this is where these go, don't they? On this neoprene map for.
Yeah. That's the sort of encounter
poison
area.
bog.
Oh, these red ones feel quite basic. I know you can buy premium health chips, so I'm guessing these are the health ones and the ones that you can sort of upgrade. Whereas these ones feel like the weighted ones, so I think they're going to be to do with the enemy encounters, because I know they're all represented by chips. 20 value points, yeah. So from what I understand of the very... I'm knocking everything over. The little that I've read is that when you're encountering enemies, you pick them based on their points. So you might fight a couple of 1 point baddies or some 5 point baddies going up to 20 points. And so these 20s, yeah, so Marrow the Orc Warlord. I mean, these look amazing.
They feel good, don't they?
Yeah.
Troll.
Werewolf, Gnomish.
Enforcer.
What points are they?
these look like they're 5. They're the ones. It looks like
Okay.
ones, 5. Dragon, goblin,
Kendra.
warmonger,
Oh, these are some of the type of goblin
manticore,
kings. Oh wow, even that's pretty.
so you've got the bigger ones.
So these are our hero ones, I'm guessing.
Griffin howler,
A couple of 1-point baddies over here.
stone golem,
Oh, I'm loving this stuff. This is just absolutely gorgeous.
they feel so heavy.
Bone dragons. Love the art style, which I think has almost got some mixed. If there's anything negative you kind of hear about Too Many Bones, sometimes it is that the art style isn't for everyone. But I'm loving what I've seen so far. Even the stuff on the box, so quotes and everything around the sides. We've got Picket, the frontline defender. Stand back everyone, if I can slay a dragon by myself, I can handle some stupid darts. Pointy end forward, I'm assuming. So, yeah, so you got the more baddies
I've
there.
got the more, just the one baddie points.
Gonna have a quick look at these cards. Because I think these are the character cards that basically explain to you your skills and where you track your stats. And it's quite a nice touch on there. They've got the difficulty ratings for between co-op and solo.
So it helps you because there's so many rules about having this with
so
you.
this is the
Would
reference
support you.
card, which is usually information. So then you've got all the information at a quick glance of what rules mean, encounter terms, sequence of battles. So hopefully once you've gone through the rules or played the game once or twice, in theory you should just need that to go through. Yep, so patches certainly looks like the lowest difficulty, particularly in co-op, which makes sense if he's a healer. Yep, so there's an awful lot going on here. I think it's going to take a few playthroughs to really get to know each and every one of these characters as best as possible, but that's the investment you make in the game and the payoff you get once you do understand it.
And can you play it just as 2 then? Because it's meant to be this 4. Or do
Yeah,
you have to play
I mean,
it as 4 people?
I've heard that 2 players is the hardest way of doing it,
Would make
closely
sense,
followed by solo, and then it gets easier the more people there are, because I believe you can only fit a certain number of enemies on that encounter board, and the more characters you're playing as, the better the ratio towards the enemies. So I think in 2 players you'll quite often be, 2 against 4 a lot of the time perhaps. Tantrum looks like he is going to be the hardest player to use, a 4 on difficulty on co-op. But I guess maybe you combine the 2, so maybe Tantrum plus Patches is 5 difficulty, whereas Picket and Boomer together are 5. So maybe that's one way of doing it. But yeah, a lot going on, a lot of depth. The quality of these chips and things is absolutely stunning. Got some more over here. The sheer number of dice is excellent. I mean, I can't wait to dive into those. I mean, just the artwork on the dice alone is it's very pretty and varied and just so non-traditional. And it's got me very excited for Burn Cycle. Hopefully this will Burn Cycle will follow the example we've got here, and B, I know the components in Burn Cycle, there was some controversy in the Kickstarter campaign because, again, the game was nowhere near finished, the art style was very basic, and they got a lot of pushback from people who didn't really like it, but as they explained throughout the campaign, it was just basic stuff, and they replaced it halfway through the campaign with more accurate artwork, which was an awful lot better. So Chip Theory Games looks like, if the game plays as well as it looks, will hopefully go up alongside Awaken Realms as some of my favourite developers so far. You're going to get those back in there?
Well, just to keep them nice and safe until you actually play it.
So what do you think, Stace? Obviously this is a game that intrigued you from the outset.
I'll just be interested to play it now with all the dice and stuff. It's quite... and all the chips. You just wonder what all these chips do, and let's actually open them all for you. So
Yeah, those red ones are a bit harder to open than the weighted ones. Hopefully you'll handle it a bit better than I did. I obviously had a knack of throwing everything all over the place.
the dice.
But yeah, I hope you enjoyed that video looking at Too Many Bones. And hopefully in the coming days and weeks we can get some gameplay recorded and maybe a review as well on our thoughts and feelings of the game. So thank you for doing that with me, Stace. So left any other spare ones there. I've got to try and get the dice back in this one. But hope you join us again soon and have a good one. Thank you for watching. Bye bye now.